Hi, my name is Benjamin Katz, and welcome back to the 48 Ice Cream Review, where today I'm at Sugar Ghost in Memphis, Tennessee, trying the 4 flavors: cherry goat cheese, blackberry cobbler, lavender and honey, and sugar plum fairy. Now, there were so many compelling options that I felt the necessity to get a flight, not to mention the fact that a flight is the same amount of ice cream as 2 scoops total, so I thought I'd be able to handle it better than Super Secret Ice Cream, where I had 6 flavors and more equivalent to 4 scoops of ice cream. So I believe we're going to be starting with the cherry goat cheese. See how it goes.
Get wet.
I made the right call getting on flight here. This is a delicious, rich, creamy, funky goat cheese base ice cream with a cherry flavoring that is not maraschino. This is a standard cherry, which, you know, seems you'd be shocked that I'm acting so surprised, but no, it is hard to find ice cream that simply contains regular cherries, non-maraschino-ified. This is a refreshing, delicious, and funky ice cream that the fruitiness of the cherry contrasts and complements perfectly with. Let's move next to what I believe to be the lavender and honey. A very pale purple color, light, probably artificially or naturally altered to make it look more like a standard lavender, but still a beautiful ice cream nonetheless. It has a silky texture on the tongue, goes down super smooth, and you're getting a good hit of the lavender on the back palate, with the honey gradually fading in and out, sort of in a wave-like motion, where you don't taste the honey up front, you just taste the cream, and then you taste a bit of the lavender, and then it sort of crescendos, and then afterwards, and a bit during the lavender, the honey flavor is just being a steady baseline of this floral honey sweetness. Let's go next to the sugar plum fairy. This is an ube base with marshmallow fluff, and I believe one other flavor that I don't remember off the top of my head. They are knocking it out of the park with these flavors and textures. And I did remember it's actually a plum drizzle interspersed with the ube, which is adding a bit of extra sweetness. But the texture is just perfect. It's the right temperature, it's the right consistency, the ice crystal size is practically imperceivable. Overall, the 3 flavors I've tried so far have been wonderful. And I think they did the ube ice cream just right. Oftentimes when I have an ube ice cream, it gets gritty, because, you know, it is a root vegetable, it's a bit more savory, a bit less conducive to ice cream than other flavors. And I understand that it is inspired from Asian ice cream and other Asian flavors, so it can seem a bit unique for the American palate. But for me, I just care about the grittiness and how it tends to leave a bit of a coating on the tongue, on the upper palate, that sort of abrade. But in this, I think they have just the right amount of ube in here to still leave a bit of that grittiness, even though you're eating ube, but, you know, removing a lot of that distasteful addition. Then finally, let's move to the blackberry cobbler. That's so strange. I was expecting this one to be my favorite of the 4, but it's a bit underwhelming compared to the other flavors I've tried. Of course, the texture is perfect and smooth and luxurious on the palate. There's no issues there. But the ice cream base is a bit sour, a bit tangy, but not necessarily in a way that complements the blackberry cobbler itself. Naturally, they do have cobbler bits mixed into the ice cream, and the mix-ins do offer a proper texture for you to bite into. But I don't think the base and the mix-in match that well together. I'll keep trying and see if my opinions change, and maybe that was just a first couple bites issue, but I'm a bit underwhelmed by this flavor. Yeah, the blackberry cobbler is not my favorite. It's a bit funky, but in a bit of a bad way, as opposed to the funk that I like in the goat cheese and cherry ice cream. I do want to just make it clear that Sugar Ghost's 5 is a regular ice cream shop's 8 or 9. So, while I don't love the flavor itself, the texture is still perfect, and it is still certainly appealing to a certain demographic. I would just try the flavor out before you get it yourself, because you should come to Memphis and you should come to this ice cream shop. And I don't know if I'm going to do every mix and match, but I am curious to try a couple of them. So let's start with ube and lavender and honey and see what happens. I've tasted the essence of purple and it is delicious. It's essentially lavender ube. You ever put herbs on your root vegetables? That's it. It's an herb on a root vegetable. I don't see how it can go any better than this. Next up, let's try the lavender and honey and the blackberry cobbler. Maybe the herbs and the fruits will go well together. I'm sorry, something just tastes off this blackberry cobbler flavor. It's just not my favorite. It's upsetting because I would love to enjoy a blackberry cobbler flavor, but I don't think this one's it. Let's try the cherry goat cheese and lavender honey. See what happens there. As expected, the goat cheese is more powerful than lavender and honey. However, because honey and goat cheese pair so well, it may be a placebo, but I am perceiving a steady state of honey complementing the goat cheese perfectly. I think combining these two flavors is a good idea. And then because the blackberry cobbler tastes funky, I'm going to mix the blackberry cobbler and the cherry goat cheese and see if the funk sort of cancels out or adds to itself. This is really annoying me. The goat cheese doesn't make the blueberry cobbler any better. I really wish I could like this blueberry cobbler flavor, but I just don't. And then finally, let's try the ube and the cherry goat cheese and see if anything fun happens there. Yeah, the sugar plum fairy ube it's good. It overpowers the goat cheese a little bit, and you don't get those more subtle goat cheese and cherry flavors when combining with the ube, but I would say the two together is okay. Not better than the sum of its parts, but still a good ice cream nonetheless. So let's talk about price for a second. I paid $12.50 for this flight of 4 flavors, which I would say is absolutely worth it as a reviewer who is only going to be here once. If I lived in this area, if I didn't have the desire to review ice creams, I would probably only have gotten 1 or 2 scoops. Because the variety is so interesting, I would want to come back. It's only $4.50 for a single scoop, which I would say is more than fair for this quality and variety of ice cream. And then $8 for 2 scoops. They go by a linear approach. I think it's worth it. For this price, for this quality, for this variety, absolutely. And so that brings me to my closing thoughts. It's rare for me to find an ice cream shop that has this much passion, attention to detail, and community feeling, while still being good on pricing. Sugar Ghost fulfills these requirements that I have to be a truly standout exemplary ice cream spot. If you're anywhere near Memphis, Tennessee, I would absolutely recommend coming here because they are offering unique, varied, cool, homemade flavors with incredible texture, incredible color and design, and a vibe in the store itself that makes you feel welcome and makes you want to come back. This is a establishment that caters to and exists within its community, and for that, I greatly respect it and could not recommend it more for anyone to come to. If you like this video and want to see more like it, consider subscribing, or go to findfiltermarketing.com for more on the journey. Thank you.